I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy, yeah. I'm high, but I'm grounded. I'm sane, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost, but I'm hopeful, yeah. What it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is giving a high five. Well, I feel drunk, but I'm sober. I'm young and I'm underpaid. I'm tired, but I'm working, yeah. I care, but I'm restless. I'm here, but I'm really gone. I'm wrong and I'm sorry, yeah. What it all comes down to, yeah, is that everything's gonna be quite alright.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for enduring my introduction to one of my favorite songs. And I just wanted to have a little moment of meditation and of awareness and just connection. So I have lit, this is some sage. If you guys have never used sage, it's a very, very healing, powerful element. And it clears the air. It clears the energy. It neutralizes the things that often just get so deeply embedded in our being that we don't even know where we started or where we ended. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but you know, it's for all of us. It's been such a time of deep transformation. You know, I keep talking about all the real deep stuff with Saturn and Scorpio right now. For some of us, he's come back with a vengeance to take care of stuff that wasn't finished. During the 2-year period, 2012 to 2014, Saturn was in Scorpio. This only happens once every 29 years, and I'm talking about it tonight because I believe it's something that we don't want to underestimate, that we don't want to not pay attention to in the background right now. Because this is, I believe, one of the final stages of letting go and really, truly, once and for all, receiving true healing in our lives. Just receiving the ability to really, I know I'm kind of lost for words here. Hang with me, you guys, because tonight is the new moon. And we have a powerful, powerful lineup right now with the sun, moon, and Mercury and Mars in Cancer. This is understanding the universal vibration that's happening everywhere. Cancer has the ability, when it's illuminated by the moon. So the energies that are so powerful tonight are really feeling pain, feeling physical pain, feeling emotional pain. It brings that to the surface where we become very aware of it. When we're having pain, whether it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, it's because we're possibly, hanging on to something that has possibly served its time. It was there to teach us a lesson, and that lesson has been taught. And if we keep going back into these old wounds and old hurts and old memories, bringing them back up from the dead, hanging on to them, celebrating them, romanticizing them, we are stuck. The future that is unfolding before us has a ton of energy that's going to get things going, get things moving, get life exciting again. And this is a time right now to really, truly decide. I've talked about it in some of my other videos about having one foot in the past and one foot in the future. One thing about the Cancer, and this is a little characteristic of the Cancer, especially those who have Moon in Cancer, Moon and Mercury in Cancer, is you have the ability to really have a photographic memory of emotional experiences. If something has hurt you, something has wounded you, something has even made you really happy, you're able to recall those emotions back up and go back to that place. And sometimes that's why we can become so nostalgic, you know, where we're always remember the good old days. Those were the good days, you know. I love that, you know, on Facebook when you get together with all the old high school friends. Remember, those were the great days. But back in those days, there was as much emotional, traumatic traumas going on that we couldn't wait to get to the next stage. And so we can romanticize something as well. And it's hard. I mean, I'm a Moon in Pisces, Moon and rising in Pisces. Those of you who follow, you know, I talk a lot about it because I feel this stuff 100-fold. And so it's hard. And what I'm working on in my own life is really realizing what's mine and what's somebody else's. Because as I take on everybody else's, you know, in my personal world, you know, our personal lives, we have scenarios, themes. We often take on other people's pains and wounds, or they project them onto us. They're really mad about something else, but you're the catalyst. You take the blame. And a lot of us live our whole lives carrying the weight of other people's, you know, other people's problems, other people's perceptions. And Saturn in Scorpio for me has been really showing me the truth. You know, I've known the truth about so many things in my life, but often we look for ways to avoid it and pacify it. And maybe we can, you know, put a little perfume on it and make it smell good and what have you. We try different things to make things work in life. I mean, we have to in many ways. That's part of, you know, life. But at the same time, because we're moving into such a different energy and a different way of living, it's going to be about really living authentically. I talk about that because with Neptune in Pisces, and it's retrograde right now, loving it. It's retrograde right now, which is probably why I have so many thoughts going on in my head that they may not be coming out as, you know, I would like them to be. So I hope you guys are hearing the message of my heart tonight, if the words aren't coming through as clearly. I've had a lot going on, and, you know, when I'm hurting, I go into my shell. I want to hide. I want to escape out the back door and never be seen again. You know, if somebody's hurt me or I'm hurting about something that's personal to me. If I can't do anything about it, if I can't fix it, or it's directed at me, and there's no way to fix that. You know, it's that taking all that on. And I've really been looking at those patterns in my life and watching myself respond to situations and like, oh my gosh, it's exhausting. And the way that I'm getting through it, the way that I'm really taking this on, because you got to take this on, you got to look, you guys, you got to open your eyes to the cycles, to the patterns, to the relationships in your life. You know, there's very few people in your life that probably really have your back, really care about you, really will listen to you, really will talk woman to woman or man to woman, or, you know, we all have a few very special people. And it's hard to find. It's hard to find these days. It seems there's such a lack of those, you know, commitments and loyalties anymore to anyone. And so, I don't know, I'm rambling on about, yeah, I've been going through a lot of things, you guys, and trying to figure this out for myself as well. And one thing I have figured out is that I really received a message in my own heart about, you know, I don't really need to do one more thing or be one more thing to be all that I am, all that I was created to be. All I have to do is recognize the powers, the energies, the positives, even all the little crazy things, part of my personality that makes me me. All I have to do is understand it, recognize it, and feel it. And in doing that, I really believe the right things, the path will begin to open. Sometimes we're trying to push the path, push situations. It's like the cha-cha, you know, I don't know about you guys, but it's been, you know, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, and it gets really hard on your psyche. But I think the universe is really teaching us something different, that we're living on a spiritual plane now, and that the way we did things before is not what's going to open the door now. You know, we have to open the door with faith, with belief, and with confidence that we don't have to be ashamed or allow anyone to make us feel less than. Nobody's walked in your shoes. Nobody knows your journey except you. You know, we often make decisions in our life based on certain cycles in our life. And even those we look back and think, oh my gosh, you know, maybe I wouldn't have done things like that today, but I'm a different person today. I have different insights. I have different understandings. I've matured in different ways. So don't beat yourselves up. Don't look back. I know it's easier said than done. You know, I'm not going to come on here and say, don't look back, you know, just move forward. It doesn't always work like that, because the universe reminds us of our past so that we can continue to grow from it. But this is a time that, you know, being true to yourself isn't the easiest road, because, you you may be mocked, maybe made fun of, you may be talked about because you're not doing things the conventional way that everybody expects you to. You may not be considered, what's expected of you. But this journey isn't about others' expectations anymore. This journey is about finding your true essence. Astrology gives us a chance, a glimpse to look into how we are made up. A lot of people, are afraid of astrology or aren't sure about astrology because, truly it's an art, and it takes a lot of years of studying and being open and being willing to look. But in so many ways, it can help you break the cycles in your life, the patterns that were passed down to you from the generation before you. Often a lot of the things we spend our whole life trying to understand and deal with are, characteristics and, imprints imprinted upon us at birth. And for a lot of us, we're realizing that we've got to do things different. And we can't be under that bondage. Some people love to, roll around in the mud, and they're happy there. And if that's the case, then, that you have to let that happen. But I'm not going to be content there. I'm definitely not going to be content there, because I'm going to be like the trout that swims upstream. Might be a hard road, but I'm figuring this stuff out. And, it's sometimes hard for me when I come on, because I really, with the Pisces moon, I can't really not be transparent. I could come on here and just be all, what have you. But we've got Saturn retrograde, we've got Neptune and Pisces retrograde, we've got Pluto and Capricorn retrograde, and I'm feeling all of it. And I've been in a lot of internal thought and just working on my stuff. But what helps me is when I get to help you guys. So I just want to say that I want to thank you all for your amazing comments, your amazing support. I've been getting all your emails about my new series, Children in Astrology, coming up. That actually, I should have my first video up this week. It's been recorded, and I'm just doing some special editing. I have a video about it if you guys want to check it out, because I am offering an opportunity to have kind of like a free mini reading if I select your chart. So look at that if you want to check that out. And because my feeling is, you know, if I could have understood, or my mom could have understood me at a young age, and she did a good job. She intuitively gave me the things I needed. But now that I understand really who I am, I look back at myself as a child. I really see also the places that I was very damaged in a lot of ways, not being able to understand those parts of my personality and having to repress them. And so the exciting part about the journey I'm on right now is it's releasing all of me. I'm learning how to fly with a whole new set of wings. And I'm excited. You know, I wish I could say that I could push the energy along any faster and the cycles along any faster. But you have to go through each one. Sometimes you got to cry. Sometimes you got to, you know, scream at the universe. And sometimes you just got to say, I surrender. I give up. You know, and don't push things in your life. You know, there's a lot of things in life. You know, you read, you know, forgive, and you read, you know, believe in yourself, and, you know, love yourself, your self-worth. But not all of us have this incredible self-worth that we walk around with. And then if you do have a little self-worth, or you do love yourself, then everybody hates you for that. So it's kind of a contradiction of what we all are saying. But then when somebody actually does it, we're like, wait a minute, you're a little full of yourself. You know, it's the same thing. You know, forgiveness is something I don't think should be given away without a lot of consideration, and that the other person, the other partner, the other person that, you know, you're having this intense situation with, you know, that they need to take responsibility as well. Often, you know, people expect forgiveness or to be forgiven, but they never really even asked for it. And asking for forgiveness is the first step of taking responsibility for basically realizing that you can see things differently, and you would have probably, most likely, done things differently. And you can make things right with people, but, you know, sometimes we have to put our walls up or our boundaries up for protection, you know, protection of those things that are important to us. And if you have a real calling on your life, and a lot of you out there, I've been getting awesome readings, you guys, from you. I want to thank you. I put a special out, which is still up until July 31st, for a 30-minute reading for $65. It's a great offer. I also do 15-minute videos if you'd rather me just do a video looking at your chart and up-and-coming transits. But that helps support this channel. That helps me be able to come on here and to work on these series and to share astrology with you and to give freely. So when you guys can get a reading with me, that really helps all this flow, and I do really appreciate it. So, I don't know, went off on a tangent there, but I'm looking at a lot of charts right now, and I'm talking to a lot of people, and we're all at that same place where it's like, I can see it, I can taste it. I've been planning it, I've been dreaming it. Will I get there? Will I ever get there? Is it really just right there? You know, every time we turn around in astrology, it's like, we're almost there. Hang on a little longer, you know, and then we get there and it's like, oh, here's another retrograde, one more time, you know. We've been in all of these crazy up and down cycles. The universe has been like a, you know, gosh, I just picture the ocean just, you know, completely going every which way. Calm moments and then big, you know, swells again. And I mean, I didn't create it, so I'm just telling you what it says. And it's learning to navigate it. But remember, with each peak and valley, with each moment, with each moon change, with each cycle, we are growing. We are getting better. And we are getting there. There is where our heart's desires. And we can have that. Just have to know what it is. Really, really visualize what you want your life to look like. If you have no idea, and you're like, I have no idea, and you're going to be one of those people that get tossed and turned by the waves of the sea. You know, anything that goes. But if you have a clear vision, even just the beginning outline of it, you know, and if you are looking at your chart, you should have a base, what you were here created to do. And if you don't, come in with a reading with me and let me help you really see what you're here to do. Get that vision right now. Because when you have a vision, nothing can get in the way. You know, when we lose our vision, without a vision, the people perish. You know, we have to have that vision. Each one of us are born with it in vision, ingrained in us. And I believe at the right time, it just continues to be birthed and to come to life. So I'm speaking the same message for you guys. I'm living this stuff, working on this stuff. With the new moon tonight, I worked with a little sage. If you guys like to, you know, look up on Google how to work with sage. It's a beautiful way to clear the energy and bring consciousness to the fact that we are surrounded by so many different energies and possibilities and situations. Saturn in Scorpio can be a little sneaky, you guys. So don't be deceived because those people that aren't quite getting this, that aren't really looking at themselves, are still looking at everybody else, still blaming and finding joy and seeing other people go down, or, you know, demoralizing other people. You know, that kind of behavior is really sad because it's just will eat you up inside, and it can affect your health and it can affect your well-being. And you have to be really careful. There's very sensitive energies going on right now, and things that we could handle physically even 10 years ago, we're not going to be able to handle now. We're not going to be able to handle that because our bodies are much more sensitive. With Neptune and Pisces, it changes the whole energetic code. So I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds like it could be. I hope you guys understand what I'm sharing tonight. I have a lot on my heart, so it's probably not coming through as much as I would love it to. But I did want to celebrate this new moon with you. Say I love you guys. Thank you again. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I have a lot of exciting up and coming things coming. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling inspired. You know, I made it through some bumps and bruises, but I'm not giving up. Nope. You can see me on the other side because I'm going. So, yeah. All right, you guys. Have an awesome night and happy new moon. Plant those dreams and wishes tonight.